Just noon here on the East Coast and a Fox News alert on new legal action over Obamacare and the individual mandate. Hope you're off to a great Monday so far. I'm Jenna Lee.
I'm John Scott. Welcome to the second hour of Happening Now. We are live on Capitol Hill. Wisconsin Senator Ron Johnson is about to make good on his threat to sue the Obama administration over the federal funds it gives lawmakers and their staffs to subsidize their health care coverage. The Wisconsin Republican going after the Office of Personnel Management, claiming its policy amounts to special treatment and breaks the law because he says it's not authorized in the text of the Affordable Care Act. Joining us now, Brett Baer, the anchor of Special Report. This is yet another challenge to the Obamacare law. Any chance that this will actually be successful, Brett?
Well, John, it's possible. I mean, Senator Johnson has a point in the letter of the law. It's explicitly laid out here that Congress is not supposed to get the exact benefits that it's getting according to how the law is written. Essentially, they're getting additional benefits, provisions to help pay for the staff and Congress members, much like they would get if they were making $45,000 or less. Members of Congress are paid $175,000 a year. They would not qualify under the stipulations in Obamacare, and yet they're getting these benefits. Senator Johnson says that's not fair and that Congress should be treated the same way as people in the districts that they represent under the law.
And let's take a look back at how all of this came about when the Obamacare train, or maybe Senator Baucus would call it a train wreck, was rolling and gathering steam on Capitol Hill. Republicans inserted the requirement that if they're going to foist this on the whole country, then members of Congress would have to live under the same terms, right? So then they passed the thing into law. A number of staff members on Capitol Hill were threatening to leave because they said they couldn't afford it. And lo and behold, the Office of Personnel Management comes out earlier, well, it was last year now, comes out last year and says, guess what? You guys are eligible for subsidies that the rest of America does not get. That's really what has Senator Johnson and so many other people steamed.
I mean, that's the heart of the matter, is that these subsidies are not spelled out in the law itself. And you saw all these efforts by Republicans to essentially take this away, to take these waivers and subsidies away from Congress. That failed. And it was a big political hot potato for Democrats. Now it is a legal hot potato in that there will be this suit filed by Senator Johnson in the Eastern District, the U.S. District Court of the Eastern District of Wisconsin, and it could, go forward. There is, by the letter of the law, a case to be made here. We should point out, John, that there are dozens of cases about different aspects of Obamacare. We're hearing about the contraception mandate now with the Little Sisters of the Poor. There are many different aspects of this that are being challenged in courts all around the country. And they could be making their way through the court system back up to the Supreme Court and challenged again in the Supreme Court. And remember, Chief Justice John Roberts, in his argument, said that this is a tax, not a mandate. Yeah. And when you start dealing with a lot of these cases, they deal with mandates.
And the numbers that you trotted out earlier, I think, are so crucial for people to understand here. A lot of people thought, I mean, it's called the Affordable Care Act because the president and those who devised it thought that, those on the lower end of the income scale should be able to afford health insurance. So if you make less than $45,000, you get subsidies. Members of Congress make $175,000, and they're getting subsidies.
Right, and that's the crux of Senator Johnson's case and part of the reason that he says these subsidies are out of place for members of Congress. Staff, some of them fit under that requirement as far as the money goes, but members of Congress making $175,000 definitely do not. And the question is whether there can be some legal action. It may take a while. it would take some court to get it all the way up to the Supreme Court, but it is a case that's moving forward. And politically, Republicans believe that fighting this on all fronts is still their ticket in November of 2014.
Yeah, especially as the president and Democrats seem to want to turn to other subjects to talk about. Brett Baer, Brett, thank you very much, and a big congratulations to you on this 5 years after you took over the chair at Special Report.
Thank you. As you know, there's a lot of people that make this place work.
Yeah, well, congratulations to you. That's a nice feather in your cap. We'll look for you on Special Report tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern Time.